Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to go over the 4 to 8 player game Codenames, published by CGE Games. Now, this game was donated by Miniature Market. Miniature Market graciously donated us a game to go into our board game library. And our community board game library is meant to help local conventions and our local library next year with their events. And this, we feel, is going to be a great way to give back, because not only were these conventions and events canceled this year due to the coronavirus, which hurt them, but coming back, it might be hard to gain attendance on this. And hopefully, by offering this library for free to those conventions and events, and offering the library free to those who attend, it'll help draw in more people and get more attendance to these events and help them in the long run. So thank you again to Miniature Market. We're going to go ahead down to the table. I'm going to give you a general overview of how Codenames plays, and we're going to come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so this is a typical setup for Codenames. And what you're going to do is you're going to create 2 teams. And each of the teams, each round is going to have a team captain. So you can rotate those out. And the team captains are going to go on the other side of the board away from the other players. They're going to randomly pick one of these cards and put it on the space, and they'll set it down in front of them so only those 2 people can see it. And if you notice the color that's around here, this is going to tell you who's the first player. So the blue team would be the first team, so they would take the blue side of this card here, and there's a red side. And what this means is, for this one, the blue team has 1 extra clue that they have to have guessed to win. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to look at this grid, and you're going to look at the words on the table. And as the team captain, you're going to try, let's say that I'm the blue player, I'm going to try to get people to only guess the words that are in the blue area and not in the red or the black. Now, I'm going to say a word and a number. And what's going to happen is the other team's going to try to decide what words are associated with my 1 word answer and number. So I'm going to say, I'll say like Kingdom 2. And they have to figure out what 2 words I mean match with kingdom. So the cool part of this game is, as the team captain, I can't say anything. So they're going to, your team is going to collectively decide what word to guess as their first word. Now, they can only guess up to the number that you said and 1 bonus. So, and in order to do that, they have to have had each previous one correct. Not as in correct as what you wanted, but at least a spot on this board that was blue, in case of the blue team going. If they guess a red one, their team ends, and the red team gets to put their little token on the word that guessed that belonged to them. So in this case, it would actually have been, I guessed fork. So red team got a freebie done, and it passes over to them, and they take their turn. Now, if the other team guesses the words correctly, or at least some of the blue words, so let's say I guess this one and this one, they get to do a bonus one. Now, on the first round, it doesn't make any sense as a team, because they didn't have previous rounds where they failed to get all of them. But in case they might have figured out later rounds what I meant by my 1 word answer previously, they can guess another one if they got both of those correct. So the other portion of the game that's really neat is this black one. So flute in this case. I would want to do everything I could possibly have to never say a word that would be considered related to that word. Because if my team guesses that one, the spy gets placed on there, and that team immediately loses. So this game will continue until one team has simply gotten all of the words correctly on this grid. I guess them all. And that team wins. So that's it. That's all the rules to Codenames. Now, if you have a team where you're having a lot of problems with people taking too long, they do provide this timer on there, so you can use the timer if you wish. You don't have to, though. So let's go ahead back up to the table, and I'll give you my final thoughts on Codenames. So yeah, Codenames, super awesome game. I love it. I highly recommend this game. It is amazing. It's one of my favorite party games, and I don't like party games. This is an awesome game. I've played it a lot during lunch at work when we were at work, and I played it a lot with my daughters. It is a great team building game, so if you're trying to look for team building games, this is a great game. It's great for friends and families, super easy to teach, super easy to comprehend, super easy to get into the game. It's really cool in seeing how people think differently when they pick their cards from the clues. It's just amazing. I do highly recommend Codenames. I would definitely consider this a board game essential if you're trying to have a board game library for yourself. So that was Codenames. Thank you for watching.